Hi, everybody. Welcome back to What We're Watching, a podcast to keep your eye on. I'm your host, Reese Potter,
And I'm Ava Potter.
and welcome back. Welcome to our new schedule every 2 weeks. I'm so grateful that you guys are allowing us to have a little bit more time in our busy schedules so that we can produce some quality content for you guys. We know that this time of year things can get a little hectic. I know that I'm training for a half marathon. Ava is like elbow deep in school and all of that good stuff. Tour team, Seven Brew, the fun things. So we wanted to make sure that the products and the movies and all the good stuff that we're putting out and talking about with you guys are actually worthwhile for your time. So yeah. Today we have a couple things that we want to discuss. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about 70 millimeter film. And I know that this seems a little random, but I actually went a couple weeks ago to Kansas City to see a film or a showing of Sinners in 70 millimeter. And let me tell you, it was life changing. This is the third time that I've seen Sinners, and it's it was so much better this time around. So let me get into why, like what 70 millimeter is and what that means. Because I know for a lot of people, like they have no idea what that even means. So in movies today, a lot of films are like digitally films, like they're a digital film, and that like this digital media, is what's used most often, and things aren't filmed on actual film reels anymore. Except for there's some people who are really dedicated to it. So, big movies, a lot of movies, honestly, with like really in-depth um, cinematography get filmed on actual film. So like think Interstellar, Oppenheimer, Sinners, Project Hail Mary. Like those are just a couple to name that have been filmed in 70 millimeter. So 70 millimeter is this like really thick, big film strip. Like the actual film strip is, 70 millimeters. But it's nice and big, and so the reason that that is like, a very sought out format is because it's has impressive like image quality and sound quality. Like those are the two things that are like the pull and the grab for using 70 millimeter. It was super, super popular back in the 60s, but now I think it's kind of gaining popularity again because people are really invested in that like high caliber um of like documenting a film,
Mhm.
a lot of times people like directors will choose to not do 70 millimeter just because it's like cheaper, to be honest. It's lower cost to do this like digital format. And most movie theaters can show, a normal digital format. It's very rare for theaters to have the capabilities to show 70 millimeter and specifically 70 millimeter IMAX. So for those that don't know, IMAX are like those huge screens. So there's like, regular movie theaters, IMAX movie theaters, 70 millimeter theaters, and then 70 millimeter IMAX. So think like 70 millimeter IMAX is like the peak, like basically you're in the movie. Like if it's not 40, that's basically the version of
Like I'm gonna
40
be
for
in the
like
pit.
no, literally. I've never had the pleasure of seeing anything in 4D 70 or sorry, not 40. 70 millimeter IMAX, but my experience with 70 millimeter was unreal. So it basically it's like two and a half times the size of like a standard film. So when I saw Sinners this time around, I felt like I got to be engulfed more into the story and see a lot of like what's going on and what's happening around everything, which was super cool because it kind of gave you a perspective that you may not, normally see, especially when it gets into like the fighting scenes and a lot of those the music scene, if you know what I'm talking about. Like I lied to you, like that scene in 70 millimeter was outrageous. yeah, it's super cool, and I can't get over the sound. So like the first time I watched Sinners, obviously I felt like I was watching it for the story. The second time I watched Sinners, I felt like I was watching it for all those like hidden details. But this third time, the sound seriously was what stood out to me. I felt like I heard things that I'd never heard before, background pickups and like little moments and just like the way that I noticed all of the like audio things that I probably missed before, which really I feel like encapsulated everything. And that's what I loved about 70 millimeter. And I also love that because it's like true film, you could see like occasionally like a little like piece of grain, or like the actual authenticity of the fact that it was on film. You know how you see those old film reel things where they have like little black spots or something, or it might be a little blurry in a moment when they're trying to adjust like the clarity of the projector. Like it was kind of cool to see all of that like real stuff, and like there was an actual projectionist up there. And the film reels are humongous. If you ever go look at a picture of like a 70 millimeter film reel, it's ginormous. So it was just a really cool experience. I think that like literally everybody should get to go see it.
I've seen one
It's
movie in IMAX.
IMAX. I've never seen a movie in IMAX. I would
I've
love to
seen
see a
one.
movie in IMAX. Zootopia 2.
Yep. Zootopia 2. Saw it
Fire,
in IMAX. It
fire.
was fire.
So yeah, it was super awesome. If you ever get a chance, definitely check out something in 70 millimeter. Definitely 70 millimeter IMAX. There is unfortunately only 8 locations in the entire country that show 70 millimeter in IMAX. But the Screenland Armor in North Kansas City shows 70 millimeter films now. So please go check it out. I would love to see Project Hail Mary on 70 millimeter. I feel like that'd be nuts. Interstellar would
Oh.
totally be nuts.
Mhm.
Like I'm curious to see what other films come out this year that they'll put on 70 millimeter, because now that I've seen it once, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. Like I'd love to go see some more films in 70 millimeter. I
Mhm.
think the closest one to us in Missouri 70 millimeter IMAX is Indianapolis. So maybe we make a trip one day, Ava, and we go see something there.
Yeah,
Deal? Okay, cool.
deal. I'm there.
Um, okay, so that was my little random ramble spiel, non-sponsored ad for 70 millimeter. I was obsessed. Like it was truly an experience that like I feel like I've never felt before. And it was just super, super cool. And this was Preston's first time seeing Sinners, and he said he liked it. So I'll take he was like deadpan the whole time. And so I was like, I kept looking over at him like, and so I don't know if he was like actually enjoying it or not, but at the end he said he liked it. So I'll take what I can get.
I think it's so funny because like there's those certain types of movies that like you need to see in a movie theater. Like
Yes.
first time I watched Interstellar was on a couch just like in a living room. Watching it in the theater is 10 times better.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many movies that are like that that you need to go and see in the theater. Like my friend asked me, "Oh, should I go see Project Hail Mary like in theaters or should I wait till it's like out streaming?" I go watch it in the movie theater.
No.
One, support your movie theaters, support your local movie
Right,
theaters.
right, right, right.
Two, it's 10 times better in the movie
Oh,
theater.
of
Oh my
course.
gosh.
I think that a lot of horror movies
Mm,
as like a whole are so much better in movie theaters because you're not like in a comfortable setting, so you're already
mhm,
like at an uneasy feeling. It's
mhm.
dark. Like you aren't really like aware of your surroundings, which like I guess could be really, really scary. But I feel like horror movies have to be seen in theaters. Yeah, there's definitely movies that you have to see in theaters because they just don't like
They don't hit the
hit the
same.
same. Like that's how I feel about One Battle After Another. Like I wonder if
Mm,
I would have watched that in theaters
me
if
too.
I would have felt differently about it than just
Me too.
watching it. I watched it on my laptop in the car.
I would have
But
loved to see Begonia in theaters.
yeah.
That would have been really good in theaters.
Yeah. Well, and like I saw Hamnet in theaters, and it was like um in like a really small theater. It's called Ragtag in Columbia for those that live near the Columbia area. It's like a little two like screen movie theater that's in the back of like a bar slash bakery. It's super awesome. But it was just like it was ugh, like I don't think I would have felt the way that I felt watching it anywhere else.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, speaking of amazing things to watch. I can't believe we haven't discussed it before.
I know. Like I'm gonna
Like,
be in the pit.
no, the pit,
Like the pit.
like the pit. So if you haven't been, alive, if you haven't
I haven't been
been
on social media.
social media, if you haven't been locked in, like we always are, um, you haven't seen the pit. Well, if you don't know what the pit is, we're about to inform you. We're about to lock in and inform you about probably one of the greatest TV shows that I've seen in the last 5 years, excluding Peter Rivalry, of course. And I said what I said. But this show is so good and revolutionary and like I don't like
Raw,
raw. Oh
raw
my
and
gosh.
real and like
Yes.
it like amplifies like certain issues in such a light
True
that is
way.
so like
Yeah.
true and like way that is so real that like this
Right.
is an issue that like it's literally happening today.
Right. So let me get into it a little bit. So if you don't know what the Pit is, basically it's an Emmy Award winning, clock that. I think you know how like The Bear or like Hacks, Abbott Elementary, like sweep every category always when it comes to like the Emmys, the Oscars, actor awards, things like that. No, 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 babe. The Pit, she's taken over. Like seriously, unreal. Okay, so every season is one singular day. So every episode is 1 hour of the shift, which is such a like unique TV show
Interesting.
style. Like I
Yes.
would have never thought about that, but it makes it feel so much more like you get so much more invested, I think, or you feel so much more engulfed by the story too. Yeah, like I remember so we're on season 2 right now. The end of season 1, that last episode, when they were like, all reflecting on that day. I had to sit there and be like, that was one singular day. Like the
Mhm.
chaos that ensued in
Their
that
first
season,
day.
like that was one day. So yeah, like Ava said, the first season is like all of the like new their residents, their first year residents, like their first day, right? And so much happens. And the what I love about it, the show specifically, is that you only learn about like the character's history or stories, their outside like life through natural conversation and just like moments. I feel like that really keeps the focus of the show on the medicine and on like
Mhm.
their human interactions with each other,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like I think sometimes shows like Grey's Anatomy um gets too much like outside world into work. And it's supposed to be a medical show, but like why are we, in Meredith's house for 90% of the episode? You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't
Mhm.
make sense to me.
Well, and what I really like about it is, which if you know me, I don't like doctor shows. I never really watch doctor shows because one, they just make me feel like weird. Like they make me feel so queasy. But this one, what I really like about it and what I've seen online is how much praise they're getting for how accurate the actual procedures or what like decision making and why they choose to, push a certain amount of milligrams into, somebody, stuff like that, how much praise they're getting for it being so accurate.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like about it is like yes, it's a show and yes, it's, fun and entertainment, but it's also like this is real stuff. This is what they really do in a
Right.
situation.
Yeah, it definitely gives a bit more of like a raw perspective when it comes to the medical field.
Mhm.
Especially with like what you said earlier, like it brings up so many relevant topics to society today,
Mhm.
that I just think are like important to talk about. So like in the first season, um, the head charge nurse, Dana, who love her, but
Love
uh,
her.
she gets attacked by a patient, like an angry patient, and I think that it's extremely important to bring light and to bring attention to the fact that our nurses in the medical field are being assaulted, that like assaults on nurses is at an all-time high, you know. I just think it's really important the conversations that they're bringing to the table with this show. And that's another thing that I really like about it is that it also doesn't feel cheesy too. I think
Mhm.
that there's a lot of things that they talk about or discuss or characters that they bring in that it doesn't feel like they're there to be the poster child for, a queer character or the poster child for a woman of color in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? I think that
Mhm.
sometimes when they bring in like diversity into a cast, it can feel like they're like trying to meet a quota. But I
Mhm.
don't feel that with this show because
Yeah.
it's such a like because you don't know their stories and you don't know all of their like drama and history behind who they are, you can just focus on like their job in that shift, if that makes sense.
And that's what I think they do such a good job of walking that fine line between the more entertainment side and the more professional side. I really think they do a good job of walking that fine line. Um, because you really don't know anything about these people except for their conversations and just what happens throughout each hour of the shift. Um, and what I find so interesting is they'll drop something so subtly that'll come back 3 or 4 episodes down the line. Or
Right.
they'll work on a patient in episode 1, and that patient won't come back till episode 7, which is
Yeah.
like hour 7. So it's like, it's so interesting why they chose to do that, hour long, into one full day of the shift. And
Right.
that
Well,
really is smart in a like marketing and production sense
it
because
keeps us
you just keep
involved.
going and you
Like,
keep
okay,
going.
from here on out, like, caution, there's going to be some spoilers ahead. So if you haven't watched this show, you might want to like move forward, plug
Go.
your ears. But so, like, specifically, there's characters that they bring in, patients that they bring in that I'm like, we keep touching on them. Like, what's gonna happen? So like there's this mom this season who she brought in her son who was unconscious and he was having like a heat stroke. She claimed she was gardening and she found him in the car and it was like a hot day and he like passed out in the car trying to take a nap or something. But like things aren't adding up and the little boy has dirt under his nails. The mom tried to walk out in traffic when they were taking care of the little boy and kill herself. And so she's on a psych hold now. So I'm like, what's going on with this? Like there's got to be something else that is involved with this because this isn't something that they're just gonna like push past, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
there's characters from like there's mundane type characters from like episode 1 that you're like, why are we still talking about them in episode 13? Does that mean that like something bigger is gonna happen? Or it also like sometimes it's just to show like normal medical field, like a normal day. Like sometimes you have these chaotic things happening, and then you just have like Mr. Digby, who's this homeless man that they're just like giving a bath, and I love Mr. Digby.
I love him so much. Oh,
Oh, and I love Emma. Emma's the new nurse this season.
Queen.
Like, that's the thing is like with Mr. Digby is I'm like, is something else happening? Because as of right now, it's just been like they brought him in, they cleaned him up, they took care of him, they gave him a haircut, shaved his face. And he, like you said, he keeps dropping little things about like, will his family ever recognize him? Like all this stuff. I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's going on? Like they keep it's all of these like Easter eggs and cliffhangers and like you said, a great marketing technique because I want to tune in every single week to figure out not only what's happening to our main plethora of doctors and nurses, but also the patients too, you know?
Because you get the patients, but then you also get like the doctors too, like once they step away from the patient, like then they're like facial expression, their acting, them sitting in the break room, taking that 5 seconds before they have to go do something else,
Right.
that like adds into like, okay, what do we not know about our
Right,
doctors?
like Dr.
Like,
Dr. Alashimi, like I'm like, what's
yes,
going on,
like
girl?
why was she like so freaked out about baby Jane Doe?
Right, and she
Like
keeps
baby Jane
having these
Doe.
like moments that she's like disassociating, and some people are saying they think that it like they're theorizing that they think that it's like absent seizures. I don't know because
Mm,
she does. I think it's she has trauma with children. She
mm,
makes a comment about that she was involved when she was in the
mhm,
military
mhm,
with this bombing that happened on a women's ward, a pregnancy ward, and it killed a bunch of people
mhm,
over in the Middle East. That was a real thing that happened. So like kudos to obviously the writers for like doing the research and actually like,
mhm,
making relevant topics a point of the show. But I'm
mhm.
like, what there's something that's happening with her that we have yet to find out. And I'm like, I don't even know if we're gonna find out. That's something that I'm like,
Yeah.
will we even find out? We're what, on a 3 episodes away from the finale? And I'm
Mhm.
like, I feel like we're not getting anywhere with what's going on with this girl.
Exactly. And then like, well, one story and one patient I keep going back to and thinking about is the little boy who had the firecrackers pop on his hand but had alcohol in his breath.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one we haven't touched in episodes. So like I'm wondering like where that'll come back.
Right, but because then they'll just like we'll meet a character or a patient and
Mhm,
then we won't see that patient for a really long time. Like there's a
mhm.
patient, I can't think of her name, but she's deaf, and that was a huge thing for a
Oh,
couple of
yeah.
episodes is because they couldn't find an interpreter for her, and
Hmm.
like she was having issues, and it just was one bringing to light the fact that
Hmm.
people with disabilities or impaired, audibly, visibly are, not listened to and might lack the proper care that they need and deserve in the medical field. So,
Hmm.
yeah, like she was really prevalent. All of a sudden, we haven't seen her in a couple episodes.
Hmm.
So, yeah, definitely some
And
interesting
we're
things.
getting our night shift people coming in for that
I
shift
know. So
change.
obviously, 12 a normal shift is 12 hours, but there's 15 episodes in a season. So that means that we do get a couple of hours, 3 hours of night shift,
Oh,
folks.
give me season three with the night shift.
No,
Like,
everybody's really hoping for like a season that's a night shift because you know who's on night shift? Dr. Abbott,
Dr.
okay?
Abbott. Like,
Dr.
let me tell
Abbott.
you, Dr. Abbott is my man.
Right.
Oh,
So now that we're on the topic of the doctors and the nurses, there are so many ships
oh,
in this show. It's crazy because some of them are like serious. Some of them are like canonly in the show. And then some of them are like the most outrageous things I have literally ever seen. And we need to get off AO3, get off AI, get off Wattpad. Like, take a step back and put the phone down, people,
like
okay?
it's so funny because like at the end of the day, they probably won't end up doing anything with these ships. Like
Oh, of course not.
this show is so strictly
Strictly
about
medical.
medicine and literally an ER. Not my not all my precious, beautiful, amazing ships. Like,
Right. Okay. So first we have Dr. Javadi, who is like the
mm,
young, she's like super, super cool. She like rose to the top at a super young age, right? She's only like, she's not even 21. Like her birthday is tomorrow, which is like not an existent, but like she's, sorry, but her mom is another doctor in the hospital. So she has some
and
like,
her dad.
and her dad. So she has like parental issues, but she's like, supposed to be super awesome and
Mhm.
cool. She is shipped with Nurse Mateo Diaz, who's night
which
shift
which
off
also off
campus.
campus, he's our John Tucker. Like,
Yes. So we would love to see more of Mateo Diaz in the pit, and also we can't wait to see him as John
on
Tucker
campus. Mhm,
because we are locked in for the off-campus series.
mhm,
Trust.
mhm,
We'll discuss. We'll discuss as a group.
mhm.
But yeah, that one I think is like an actual prevalent ship because there
Yes.
was some like flirting that happened in season one. And so now that night shift is coming in on these next few episodes, I'm curious to see if like that'll play out, if we'll see like
Mhm.
have they, continued this flirting over, because I don't think I mentioned it, but season 1 and season 2, there's been 10 months between those 2 days. So
Mhm.
there's been definitely some time. So a lot of things have changed when it comes to dynamics. So I'm curious to see if like anything else is flourishing between Victoria
Mhm.
and Mateo or not. So that's a real one. Another real one is that we just got confirmed this season is Dr. Garcia and Dr. Santos.
Mhm.
That was like a little like they tried to throw that in there and thought that nobody would notice, but like
No,
we all
like
noticed.
we all know.
Like
Oh,
they were both talking and they were just, something about like staying the night or hanging out or hooking up or whatever. Everybody was like, "Ah." So this has
like
been happening for the last 10 months. Okay, girls, I'll see
well,
you.
and like my like sweet baby boy, like Whitaker was just like he's just there.
Right.
And then like that is just so funny.
Yeah. I'm obsessed. Okay, so those are really to me the only actual two real ones that are being like written into the
That are
show.
like canon. Yeah.
So then let's get into the ones that I think they have potential,
Ugh.
but maybe aren't like, you know, true real. So Dr. Mohan and Dr.
Ugh.
Abbott, I've seen some people theorizing about them because there's definitely been some flirting between the two, especially
Boy, Gracie.
like he got shot, okay? Not like anything
Well,
great.
a bullet grazed his
It
back.
grazed him. So she like stitched him up, and he was like, she's about, I'll buy you an Uber. Like they were definitely flirting. Like they were
Well, and like
dead.
Robbie's double take, like he knew what was going on in there.
Right. And
Like,
he just was like hyping her up, And so I feel like Mohan and Abbott, there could potentially maybe, but we just found out that Mohan is leaving, that she won't
mhm,
be in season 3, which I'm like, boy,
so sad.
bye. Boy,
But I
bye.
guess that also speaks to like, you know, people that are in their residencies, how often they end up
Right. Well,
moving.
and she's currently like at the end of her residency applying for a fellowship. And so that's been the whole
Mhm.
thing is that like she has to either leave or get a fellowship here. And she's kind of being put on the chopping block this season. Like they are out at
Mhm.
her necks to get her. So
Mhm.
yeah. Um, anyway, the next one that I think is the like biggest ship that everybody has talked about that I've seen the most like headcanons. I've seen every edit, every Instagram, TikTok, literally everything is Dr. Mel King and Dr. Langdon.
This is my
Though,
number one chip.
like, I think it's everybody's number one ship because they're so like they're best friends. They're like sunshine, the whole like grumpy sunshine
Mhm.
trope. Like they really are, you can tell, close friends with each other. But I'm not gonna lie, like I be seeing things that I'm like, the way he looks at her, I'm like, if this isn't eventually written in, like that just has to mean something. He also, let me preface, is married. I
Well, is
think
he?
unhappily. Unhappily.
But is he? I don't think he's wearing his ring this season.
Well, he hasn't been, but I think he still is married, but he's just like unhappily married
Mhm.
because he's a recovering drug
Drug
addict. He was
addict.
stealing drugs from the hospital. So as you can see, a lot of stuff is happening in this show, but like we also don't know what's happening in the background. Like I don't know
Mhm.
how his marriage is like, but Grey's Anatomy would have us like up in their business at the freaking court in the
We would
courtroom.
know his kids, the dog that he got, like we
Right.
would know all that stuff.
So Mel and Langdon, yeah, they have a great relationship. Langdon's really good with Mel's sister, who has autism, so she's like very, very picky about the people that she trusts, and so the fact that she trusts him, I love. So yeah, I think that that is also my number one ship, but I don't think they're
I
gonna
just
ever do anything with it.
if they ever do, it's gonna be the slowest slow burn to ever
Oh,
burn.
for
Like,
sure.
like
It'll go down in history.
he will not like they will not like touch hands, hold hands, do anything until like season 35. Like I'm being so
Exactly.
like
Yeah, yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like
No, like when they get to Grey's Anatomy level of it just got renewed for season 23. Uh, Chat, are we good?
Who is still watching this? Because
No,
I never started.
who's supporting? Because I'm sorry. I stopped watching it a long time ago. Like I think COVID happened and that's when I stopped watching it. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know. And if you're out there
Mhm.
supporting Grey's Anatomy, you gotta cut that shit out right now. Cut it out.
Mom.
Probably. Um, so let's get into the two the two that are the most outrageous ships I have literally ever seen. The first one, if you go right now and search on TikTok them, you can find AI generated videos of them kissing. This is Dr. Robbie and Dr. Abbott. Now, don't get me wrong, like I ship, like Shorty, I ship
Like
them.
the meme,
Like,
the
like literally, I ship it, but also, what are we doing?
what
We've
are we
lost the
doing?
plot. We've lost the plot. Now, this is really what we're wasting our water on. We're wasting our AI. We're wasting our water on the AI to create videos of them kissing. They'll take a scene and it'll be like a normal scene, and all of a sudden they just start making out. I'm like, please. And you know what, Pidge, if you're watching this, I blame you for the reason that they're all on my For You page. I just it's one of those things that I'm like, I'm here for it, but we don't have to ship every hot guy together.
But and like who did this? Like
Who started
Ruin
this?
was this?
No, who started?
Like
What is happening? Um, yes, that one's crazy. And then the last one I have to talk about is to me the most outrageous in the sense that like it's not real. Whatever people are shipping and making, like it's non-existent. And I feel so bad for Noah Wiley who plays Dr. Robbie because he has seen this stuff. Like people have asked him about this in interviews and he has like talked about the fact that he's seen this. And that is that Dr. Robbie is shipped with Whitaker. And we haven't talked about Whitaker, but Whitaker, if you could picture like the Tale of Despero little mouse or like Linguini in human
like
form,
Geronimo Stilton.
right? Like Linguini in human form from the Ratatouille movie.
Linguini
Like,
is Linguini is a human and
no, I know I'm saying him. Like he's
oh
literally
like IRL,
Linguini. Like
IRL.
IRL, like he's Linguini. Like the most babyest, like
He's so oh
like
so cute.
like him. And he's so baby with Dr. Robbie. They're shipping them together. I'm like, actually, what are we doing, people? I see them as like father son. They are so father son dynamic, not dating dynamic. Like, I'm sorry, people. We have lost the plot. What are we doing?
Like what happened to hello? How are
Hello.
you? My
No,
name
right.
is like
We get freaking one season of Heated Rivalry, and all of a sudden we're shipping every man that we can possibly ship in a TV show.
period.
And like, don't get me wrong. I'm the I'm, I'm gonna be in the pit for every
Like
single one of those.
like is she the owner of this house?
No trust. So yeah, the ships are getting out of hand in the pit.
But the show is just getting started.
Exactly. And I'm hashtag stressed. And I let me discuss
Stressed.
the main reason, my big theory for this season, and the main reason for the majority of my stress. Okay, so I have this theory. If you've been watching the season of The Pit, you know that there's been a lot of discussion about Robbie, and Dr. Robbie is leaving after this shift, this season, to go on a sabbatical for 3 months, I believe.
Mhm.
And that's why Dr. Alashimi is there because she's his like replacement or whatever. So he's very adamant about going on this sabbatical and how he has to go or else he said this specifically like he has to go or else he's worried he will never go or something. Or somebody said that to him. I have this theory that Robbie will either die or get injured. And I think a lot of people are supporting this. Now, some people are on the wavelength of thinking that it's like suicide. I don't believe necessarily that it's suicide. I think that like he has a death wish. We've seen him like
Mhm.
there's so many things that he said and done and talked about. Like I have a very strong feeling that like there's a good chance he could die. But I also a lot of people are like, oh, he's the whole show, like he can't die. I'm like, okay, then he's at least getting injured, in my
Well,
opinion.
he's also an executive producer, so like if he dies, that doesn't mean he's done with the show.
Right.
So
So
go,
let me back up my let me back myself up. Okay. So he's been in a really dark place mentally. Like we've seen it ever since COVID. He lost like his mentor, all this stuff. And so like last season he had like a severe mental B. Like he had a mentee B and was like not good.
he had a BF.
No, literally. So it starts out like basically because the first scene of the season is him driving to work on his motorcycle. He's a big motorcycle guy with no helmet on. And that's the thing that they keep jabbing at is the fact that he doesn't drive his motorcycle with his helmet on. And this sabbatical that he's taking is like a motorcycle ride to, I guess it's this place called like Smash My Head In is what the like his destination
Oh.
is. And so I'm like, okay, well, I mean, foreshadowing to the max, like we're like foreshadow maxing, if you know what I'm saying. Like I'm it just doesn't make any sense why they would do that and not like make a point out of it. But we keep getting all these things like McKay sat down and talked to him about all of her friends who have died in the past as drug addicts and
Mhm.
said like, there's these people that she knows that they want to find that edge and that they're just like tempting themselves to, push themselves over the edge. And she said inevitably all of her friends found it. And so she's kind of like warning him, like you're giving me the energy of, like you're gonna go over the edge and like you could hurt yourself or die.
But you're my boss, so I'm gonna respect you and not,
Right. And then on top of
outwardly
that,
say it.
his friend comes in. He like demands that his friend comes in and that Duke, his friend, gets his like chest checked out because he had a bad cough, and he's like been super adamant about Duke getting the to the CT and getting checked out and getting, you know, if he has issues wrong with him, like he's the one that has to tell him. Like I'm like, okay, so you're kind of tying up all these loose ends of like your friend's sick, you want to make sure your friend gets taken care of. He asks Whitaker to stay at his house while he's gone, that he can take care of his house. And if he, quote, doesn't come back, he said, if I don't come back, you'll have a sweet bachelor pad. Which I'm like, now why would you say that? Now why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
This last episode, he like forced Javati to stay and do this, like, stay and like help out on this really huge procedure because he knew that it was a great opportunity for her. And he said that he doesn't want her to get lazy and end up specializing in derm. So he's clearly like trying to prepare them for the future that he somehow acts like he's not going to be around for.
Mhm.
He keeps butting heads with Dana bad. And like him and Dana are like twinning them, you know what I'm saying? Like they've been
Like
through
that's my
it all.
papa.
Yeah, no, they've literally been through it all. And Dana, I don't know because like Robbie's really kind of pissing me off with how he's acting, but Dana has also clearly can't read a room that this man's at his like lowest and she's just like giving him blow after blow. Like
Hmm.
she delivered a super low blow to him and basically like compared Robbie to his mentor who passed away during COVID. It's basically saying that like the ER can survive, it survived without Adamson, that it can survive without him. And like you could tell in that scene weight shifted. Like that was a low blow and hurt him because Adamson's death was like a serious thing for Robbie. Like you could tell last season there was like
It's
some
just
real
trigger.
shit happen. Yeah, exactly. Then yeah, like I said, it's just like crazy to me. We've seen like motorcycle accidents come into the pit.
Hmm.
You know, the scene of him not driving with his helmet on. There's been multiple conversations about like helmet safety and wearing a helmet. I just feel like he's getting into this like self-sabotage routine, rotation, and that like something's bound to happen. And so I really have a theory that he's gonna leave for his sabbatical and like get hurt and then be brought
That
in.
that and that'll be the end of season two.
No, I feel like he's gonna get brought in and he's gonna be like those because there's always like why is it like what are those like 3 hours on night shift for the reason of? So we already are seeing like people from day shift, some like first year residents and like a nurse leave because their shift ends, you know, at hour 12 at 7 p.m. Their shift is ended. So we're like, okay, well, what's the reasoning that we're going to have these three extra episodes? Like, why are we still following the characters? Last season, it was because there was a huge mass shooting. And so they, of course, had to stay and like see out their patients and take care of everybody. So I'm like, why? What's going to be the reason that we get those 3 hours of night shift? And in my opinion, it's going to be because Robbie gets injured and they bring him in. The paramedics bring him in, and now all of his people have to work on him.
Period.
Like that's my theory, and that's what I'm like standing on business for right now. So, I mean, if I'm wrong, do not quote me. Don't come back to this.
Don't
If
come back.
I'm wrong, I'm deleting this episode. I'm just kidding.
Oh, she said, bye.
Bye. Mind wipe. And so, yeah, I have a really strong feeling about this. I just like there's too much hinting and foreshadowing for it to like be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Makes me
something
nervous.
something bad about to happen. You know,
Speaking of something bad about to happen, but also something good about to happen.
maybe something brand new about to happen.
Did you guys see the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer?
Who?
Spider-Man?
Who's that?
No, no, no. We know who Spider-Man
No,
is. We don't
we
know
don't
Peter.
we don't know who Spider-Man
I
is
mean,
though.
we don't know who like who's Peter Parker. Like I've never heard that name
Who's
before.
Peter
Like
Parker? Like,
who who is Peter Parker? Because like I don't know Peter Parker, but like Spider-Man knows me.
but like I know Dada.
Like I know that. Like
Okay, well, like let's get into it because the trailer for Spider-Man: A Brand New Day came out and my world was rocked. I like seriously, uh, I don't know. I love all of these Spider-Man movies. Every Spider-Man is the best in their own unique way. Now, will I say Miles Morales has my heart for the rest of my life? Yes. Like I'm a Miles Morales fan.
like yes.
Will like Tobey Maguire always hold nostalgia to me? For sure. Like he originated the role. Do I think the most attractive one is Andrew Garfield? Well, yes. But am I most excited for Tom Holland? You betcha.
You bet
Like
your bottom dollar.
I am literally we've seen so much. Like I think we're about to get like Man Spider. Now, be real with me, everybody. Like I'm gonna be real with you. I do not know Marvel. I don't know comic books. I know Spider-Man though. And like that's like the baseline. Like Ava's really tried. Like I have a whole Excel spreadsheet that I made of everything in the entire cinematic universe of Marvel. So that like maybe one day in hopes that I could like watch everything. But I can't. I don't think I ever will.
She one time thought like she could make a Marvel musical.
This was like peak 3 a.m.
Yeah,
delirium. Like,
like 2021, I think like so like still
yeah,
COVID times. Like
Ava explained to me the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe up until that point, and it was something was just not clicking. It, it was not clicking.
she was just not getting the characters.
It's really confusing, okay?
It is confusing. It
As
is
an
confusing.
outsider, I'm confused.
It is
You're
confusing.
confused, man. I'm confused. Like, that was me.
Mm.
So basically, everything that I know about comic books and the Marvel universe is like slim and base. Whatever I need to know to get through the Spider-Man movies is what it is. So, yeah. But Ava
But
knows more than
we're
I do.
yeah, we're getting into that era of um depressed Spider-Man, sad Spider-Man, which is low-key peak. We're about to hit peak, in my opinion. Um,
He looks so sad in the trailer,
he
especially
like like Spider-Man Brand New Day of Doom and Despair is literally the trailer. Like
no,
that is what it is.
him
Because like Doomsday,
watching,
like
like him literally watching Zendaya, MJ, his wife, like that's his wife, that's his cookie, that's his juice out there. And she's literally doesn't even know who he is with another man, and he's supposed to just act normal about it.
like
It breaks my
ugh.
heart.
And there's so many new villains we're getting ready to see. I'm
Well,
excited to
Hobgoblin.
see. Well, like,
Well, like, are we gonna get Hobgoblin? Will Ned be bad? I have a
I don't think
hunch.
so.
You don't think? Everybody is like, he's like canonly like
I know.
Hobgoblin, but you don't think it's
I don't
happening in this
know.
movie?
I don't think it's gonna happen in this movie.
Well, we know that we're getting um Punisher, the guy who, I don't know his name. He's in the Punisher movie.
I don't
He's
remember his name either.
he's coming and he's a part of this. We're getting there's like the end credit scene from the first one, Spider-Man Homecoming, where Michael Keaton's character
Hmm.
is in jail and he meets up with this guy and he's like, I want to kill Spider-Man.
Hmm.
So that guy, I don't know. I should have done more research before we talked about this, but whatever.
Yes,
But
there. I
there's
just looked it up. There's gonna be multiple villains, which we've kind of already seen in the trailer. Um, Obviously we have Scorpion, which is the guy with the big.
which is who I'm talking about.
Yes.
He was the one that
Um,
was in the end
Spider-Man
credit scene,
Homecoming.
Homecoming. Yes.
Yes. Um, we will have Sadie Sink's mystery character that like we don't really
Yes.
because we don't
The
really know what she's gonna
yassification of Sadie
be.
Sink is really important here.
Yes,
But she
excited
has
to see
mind
that.
controlling powers. Like that's the vibe. That's the juice. That's what we're getting.
Like I know a little I wouldn't say I'm like completely well versed in Marvel. I know a good basis of everything because I've seen a lot of the movies. There's still so many I haven't seen in phase four, so many shows I haven't watched. But I know a good general basis of everything. I'm really excited to see Bruce Banner, aka Mark Ruffalo. Like I'm really excited to
Yes,
see
we are
that
getting the freaking Hulk
dynamic.
smash. Okay.
I'm really excited to see that.
Also, can we talk about
Um,
how like okay, this is so random, but in my research that I've been doing about the Marvel universe, why did they just like switch up who the Hulk was and like nobody like paid any attention? Like the Hulk was originally Edward Norton and then they just switched it to Mark Ruffalo. Like why did we do that?
Well, it's because of rights, because Marvel bought Hulk, because Sony had the rights to it.
So similarly to like my all my different Spider-Man.
Yes.
So there's like okay, so we're saying that there's like a Spider-Man Spider-Verse, there's a Hulk-verse as well.
There's a multiverse everywhere.
So is there a Hulk in Miles Morales' world?
Potentially.
Because we know there's a Prowler in Miles Morales' world and in Tom Holland's world.
Yes.
Sorry. I love Miles
So, well, like, and then there's a whole series that's What If on
Morales. Oh,
Disney
yes,
Plus
yes.
that kind of
Dives into that.
takes a lot of those theories and kind of puts those into play, like of that multiverse. Because, like, I mean,
The
Captain
multiverse of
America,
madness.
well, yes. Um, because like Captain America and like Steve Rogers, that was like in What If it's like Peggy from the movie. So it's like there's so many like different things with that. But I am really excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be really good. I need to
I
like low-key catch up on a
I
lot of
know, I do too,
stuff.
because like I love superhero movies. I just feel like I got so behind. I love superhero movies now. I was like totally uninterested when they were all coming out in like the 2000s and 2010s. And so I feel like that's why I like didn't catch up. Similarly with like DC, like I enjoy DC a lot and I loved the James Gunn Spider-Man. Like shout out my man's David Cornswith. Like I love him. And they just announced that the Batman is going to be Jensen Ackles, which I'm like that is my man. I'm locked in for that. Supernatural girlies unite. Carry on my favorite son. So basically,
Basically, catch up on Marvel
right.
is our number one plan for the next couple
When
months
does
until
Doomsday come out? November? October?
Doomsday comes out
End of the year?
before Brand New Day.
It does?
Yes. No. I don't know.
I thought
My
Doomsday came
timeline's
out.
messed up.
Well, okay. Everybody, we're all gonna lock in. We're all gonna have a viewing party. Okay, so come over to my house. Everybody that's listening, unless you're a stranger,
Mom
don't
and
do
dad.
that. So basically, mom and dad, when you're listening to this, just come on over.
Maybe Delaney.
Definitely not Delaney. So yeah, that is a smorgasbord of what's been going on. Trust, we're gonna have some more movie content coming to you guys, some more reviews because April is locked and loaded and stacked, guys. Literally stacked. Ava just saw the drama today. As soon as I see it, we'll discuss because I'm nervous and I'm gagged.
That's all I have to say.
Right. So as always, we love you guys and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for allowing us to switch up our schedule a little bit so that we can provide you guys with some good quality content. All right. Well, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Keep up to date. Go check out the Pit. Go check out your nearest 70 millimeter movie theater and lock in on Marvel, people. We have a movie coming out, okay? With the press Tom Holland. Like that's what the people want to see. Love you guys.
Period.
Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.